Okay, hey guys, time to get started on this magnificent 36.4 carat green sapphire. Now this is the cross table we're looking at all around here, which is a nice light green. This stone has been heated. And I will then show you. This is where I'm going to put the table. So this is going to be the top of the stone. It has the biggest surface area. I'm thinking about a square cushion, which of course I will make up a design for the stone, or modify a published design for the stone, and that is the pavilion there. So it's already got a natural sort of pavilion. There you go, a natural pavilion. That's actually the table or the C-axis of the stone, where you can see those blue bands. But I'm not going to cut it there because it's just going to waste so much stone. And I think that by cutting it off table, we're going to get a beautiful bright stone, and that nice blue colour on table is still going to come into effect. So we should end up with a nice tealy colour, more green than blue, but a nice teal colour, and that is the outline. It's currently 15.4 millimeters long by 14 millimeters wide by 12.8 millimeters deep. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of dimensions we have in the finished stone, because although you may lose 3/4 or 2/3 of a stone when cutting it, you'll often keep, especially in a stone like this, which has no major cracks and is already pretty good proportions, we should be able to keep most of the diameter and length. And whether it ends up square cushion or slightly rectangular, the stone will tell me that along the way, so that I can modify a design to suit it. Okay, let's get cutting. I'm going to start by roughing in a window where I'm planning on putting the table, and maybe putting a couple of windows just on a worn out 600 lap, just so I can make sure that the stone has no little hidden flaws. Sorry about that out of focus. And then I will start very gradually shaping it up, pre-forming it. And as I'm doing this, it's the stone's talking to me, and I'm working out a design that's going to be best for the stone. So I'm just touching the stone down onto the lap, seeing where I'm grinding a face, making sure I'm on the right angle, and then I'll keep doing that until I get a little flat there. I don't want the flat to cover the whole of the stone. I don't need to do that because the edges will be coming off in the faceting. I just want to be able to see into the stone. So I am very happy with the way this is going. There's some little remnant flaws, surface flaws, you can see some there. A couple there, but they're really tiny. So this is going to be the basic outline, some sort of square or rectangular cushion, and that is our pavilion. Just very roughly preformed in. Okay, so the current weight is 30.37. So we've lost around 6 carats in some basic preforming, which is really not much. I'd prefer to be able to get rid of the rest of those floors once it's stopped up, so I make sure that I'm taking them out on the right angles for the cut. So what I'm going to do now is dop it up. And then try to sort out a design. I am really, really lucky to be able to work with such beautiful stones. Gems like this are incredibly rare. So here we have the stone dopped up. I probably need a slightly bigger dop stick. This is only a 6mm, but that's what I had available and it will do just fine. Now I'm going to start looking at the shape and the outside edge of the stone and finding my girdle. And I'm only going to find that by starting to touch in the corners and the sides, working out what indexes they are going to be. I've got 2 quite sharp corners here and 2 more rounded ones. So I'm going to find the outline shape just by touching in some facets and seeing how they work. And then I'll either find a design that suits it or develop my own. Well, it's looking pretty good, but these pesky little flaws, like this one here, sometimes just go in a bit further than what you hope. I'd like to cut this into a clean stone, and it is not far to go, so I am going to get rid of it. Having a little flaw like this on one side, though, can mean the difference between having, for example, a square stone and now it's looking like more becoming a rectangle, as I might have to bring in this side just a little bit. So it's looking like it's becoming a rectangle cushion. The other option would be to leave it there, and if it was internal a bit more I might think about that, but a lot of people want to buy a nice clean stone, so I'm going to keep going and get rid of it and then work out my girdle facets, my outline a bit better. So we're getting things shaped up pretty well here. I've moved this stone on the dop maybe 6 times, so that's why it's really important that we dop up with wax, which can be moved just by reheating the stone and the dop and then moving it over towards whichever side needs to have material taken off it. So I've just roughed in, I've gone backwards and forwards, roughing in the girdle facets, roughing in some mains. So we already have a culet, so we know we've got heaps of depth here for the crown and the pavilion. And the difference in sides here is about 1mm. Right, so this side is about 14mm, I think this side's about 13mm. And so I'm adjusting a design. So these side facets here are at about 42 and these end facets here at 41, so that they reach in that bit deeper to make a culet. So I'm pretty happy with the shape. It's all centered. I've got some mains roughed in. I'm going to rough in some more facets and get that girdle line nice and even. That 1mm difference between length and width of the stone could end up making a difference of a carat or more in a stone this size. So that's why it's worthwhile doing it. It would be quite easy to just say, right, I'm going to cut this into a square cushion and not worry about that extra millimetre. But it's all worthwhile in the end, especially with a valuable stone like this. We get an extra carat or more. That could be worth maybe $1,000 a carat in the finished stone. Okay, so I've got most of the main facets, barrion facets, break facets, main facets roughed in on a worn out 600. I've got the girdle facets pretty much right. So what I'm going to do now is switch over to a pre-polish. I'm thinking there is enough depth in this stone, and I've done my culet or main facets at 43 on the ends and 44 on the side. So there's actually going to be enough depth in this stone to possibly put in some culet facets as well, which will just give it that bit of extra sparkle and make use of all the stone. So I'm going to flick over to pre-polish now on 1800 and get all these facets in nice with meats. So it's ready for polish. It's looking amazing and I'm very happy with it. And I think we're going to get an awesome recovery with this one as well. Well guys, it's really late here, so I'm going to pick this up again tomorrow in another video. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.